Okay guys, now I'm going to show a variation for my knee bar setup based on my opponent's reaction when I'm going for the toe hold ankle lock series and how he defends and how we're going to get into the knee bar this time. So I'm going to be here in the double hold position here, just like before. And I'm going to set up the position the same way. I'm going to get the ankle lock here. I'm going to start going for the toe hold. When I go for the toe hold again, I'm always controlling the outside of the knee, like the Kimura sweep, sitting up on my elbow and getting up on my body. And now I want to go for the toe hold here. When I go for the toe hold, I hold the toe and I start trying to bend the toe here to get the toe hold. But this time, Renato's going to have a really strong foot. So I can't bend his toe and his toe's kind of pointed the other way, so it's hard for me to attack the toe hold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my head to this side of his body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up his body and I'm going to place my leg under his body here. When I place my body under his body, I'm going to use my head on his foot to point his toes toward the mat. Now that his toes are pointing toward the mat, I can pull my body in. I'm going to take my leg out. I'm going to lock the bottom leg on top. If I lock this leg on top, it's easier for him to open his leg and it's easier for him to put weight on me. So he can put pressure on me here. But go back. But if I put this leg on top, put pressure on me, it's hard because this bottom leg is able to anchor down his leg, so he can't put weight on me. So now it's a lot easier for me to pinch my legs, squeezing his leg, making his toes toward the mat, holding the heel, and stretching and applying pressure. But it's very important, this bottom leg is on top. And I'm always facing his toes this way. If I don't face his toes this way, he can open his knee, he can open my knee, and he can defend, because if he gets his toes pointed that way, I lose the pressure of the knee bar. So I have to keep his toes this way, to keep his knee pointing this way. Wherever direction his toe is, his knee will be. So if he gets his toes this way, I'm going to lose the pressure on his knee for the knee bar. So I got to keep his toes this way, and now his knee will stay that way. I use my head on the foot. So I put pressure on my head to turn his foot, and now I can use my hand on his heel to reinforce that. So now I have two fronts on his foot, making his foot face that way. So now I can put pressure, and I can apply the knee bar. So again, I'm here in the double hold position. I get the collar, I start going for the ankle lock. Here, I grab the knee like a Kimura sweep. I set up, I start going for the toe hold. His foot is too strong. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to move his foot to the other side. And as I do that, I'm going to take my leg out, I'm going to fall to the floor. And when I fall to the floor, I'm going to connect my head here. Now, once I have my head connected, this leg doesn't matter. I can move it here, or I can stay here. As long as I keep his toe pointing this direction, I can finish the knee bar. And as I'm going here, he's going to start putting weight on me. It's easy to take out the leg. So if you didn't have the timing to take it out initially, it doesn't matter, it's fine. You can finish like this. But it's better if you could time it to get here, because this, when the legs are locked, it's way stronger to finish the knee bar. So now it's way easier for me to finish the knee bar here. Okay, so I'm going to be here. Here. I'm going to go for the ankle lock. I'm going to be here. I'm going to grab the knee. I'm going to go on my elbow. I can put my foot on the floor to sit up. I can keep my foot on the hip. It doesn't matter. I sit up. Now my weight's on my head. So now I'm going to go for the toe hold. Trying to bend his foot and making his toes point that way. He defends by making his toes point this way. So now I see, okay, now I'm going to go knee bar. So now all I'm going to do is lift up his heel, put my head here, and I'm going to bring my leg in. So here, here. Now I have my head on his toe. I hug. I take out my bottom leg if I want. I can finish here, no problem. I think it's way stronger if I could take out this leg and get my legs locked, because now he can't put weight on me, no way. So now I'm here, I hold the heel, I keep his toes this way, because he's going to defend bringing his toe this way now, like the toe hold. He's going to want to go the toe hold direction. I can't go toe hold here because the angle is bad, so I have to keep his weight in the knee bar. So I keep my head here, I hug, I hold the heel, I pinch my knees, and I'm going to stretch to finish the position. Again. Here, I sit up, I go on my head and my knee. I can adjust, his toe is strong, I go get fall. I get my head here. I put pressure, 1. The second one, 2. So now let me show you real speed for the position. Guys, notice also when I'm here, how every time I'm doing it, I'm using my other hand. So I'm here. When I go here, I use this hand on the floor, the post, to get my bottom leg down. This is helping me get my bottom leg under his hip. So when I'm here, I go for the toe hold, he turns his feet, I lift up his heel and I post my hand on the floor. Now I get my bottom leg in way easier to get back to this position. To lock my feet and finish the knee bar. Again. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show a variation of the knee bar, how my opponent reacts to the knee bar and a cool way to finish when they react this way. And it's very effective because both their legs are trapped. So I'm here, double pull, same way as before, here. We set up the ankle lock. I go here. I make the elbow grip on like the Kimura. I sit up on my elbow. I get my knee to the floor. I start going for the toe hold, getting his toes pointed that way. I make him turn. I feel like I'm losing the position because his knee got to the other side of my rib. So I get my head here and I get my leg here. But just like before, how we were able to get to this position. But this time when I'm here, Renato tries to defend, kicking my arms off my body. So when he does this, I can keep going for the knee bar, but there's a chance I could lose this position. And now I lost the leg, he can come up and start passing my guard, like he can put pressure, and now I'm in trouble. So I have to be very careful if he kicks my arms out in this spot. So if he starts kicking my arms out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna catch the foot here. And when I catch the foot, I'm gonna lift up his body and pull my body in more. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this foot and I'm gonna trap it under my leg here. And when I trap it under my leg, I'm gonna lock a triangle here. Now that I locked the triangle, both his legs are stuck now. So he cannot open my knees and he's in a really bad spot here. Because I can take my time now to finish the knee bar with no resistance. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my head on the toe again, just like before. Make his toes pointed to the mat, hugging. And now apply the same pressure in the knee bar. And he cannot move here because both his legs are trapped. So if he's here, he can still try to kick. He can open my knees, trying to do stuff. But when I get his leg trapped like this, now there's nowhere he could go. And all I have to do is pull my hips in a little more and keep this leg trapped. And I can just take my time here to finish the knee bar. So we're here. I'm here, I get the grip, I go for the ankle lock. I grab his knee, I sit up on my elbow, I start going for the toe hold. I get the toe hold, I start rolling, he follows. To get to the knee bar position here. He starts kicking my elbow. If he kicks his top arm here, now I'm trying to hold, but my arm is heavy. He can start kicking his leg out. So when he does this, I'm gonna catch his leg. I'm gonna catch his foot. So he pushes, boom. Now I hold his foot. Now when I hold his foot, I like to pull it up. Now that I pulled it up, I can go for the finish here, but his leg can still be heavy and I could lose it. So I like to try to transfer it over. So I transfer it, boom. I transfer it, now I'm gonna pull his calf in and move my leg under his leg. Now I lock my legs. Now once my legs are locked, now his legs are completely trapped. This is a really bad spot for him. The only defense he can do is turn his foot in. But he only has one leg to do this, his forward leg. So all I have to do simply is just keep his toes pointed this way, here, and my head on his toe. And now he's stuck. There's nowhere he's going here. And I just maintain this position and I finish the knee bar. Just pulling his toes down, stretching my hips, pinching my knees like an arm bar, and stretching to finish this position. Just try to get this triangle lock because there's nowhere he could go once we get this triangle lock. So he pushes my arm, I connect, I chop his leg. When I chop his leg, I grab his calf and I move my hip in just to reinforce this triangle. Now once I lock this triangle, there's nowhere he could go now. We're in such a strong spot. And now all I have to do is take this hand, push his big toe down to get my head over the foot. Once we're here, it's over. I can control the heel, and all I do is pinch my knees. Yeah, you see, like, just pinching my knees puts so much pressure on his knee, and turning his foot, it makes him tap it on me even putting any pressure. So, again, Here. I sit up on this elbow like Kimura sweep. Boom. Head on the floor. I start going for the toe hold. I get the foot here. I get the toe hold. I roll. I missed the knee line, so he's able to defend. If I was able to keep his knee on this side, I could finish the toe hold. He beat me, got his knee here, so I move his foot to this side. Now I start going for the knee bar here. He pushes my arm. Here he could be pushing my leg. He could be pushing my arm. He's doing something here, and it could disrupt my control of his leg. And I think it's easier if I could catch that far leg. It makes my leg way easier if I could just have both legs trapped. So it is a way more efficient move if I could get this leg. So he pushes, whatever, I catch. Boom. Now I control his calf and pull it under my leg. This is important because when I pull this leg under my leg, it reinforces the triangle. If I lock it here and it's loose, he can still clear his leg. But when I get this leg locked, I pull my hip under to reinforce this foot under my leg. So I move it down my thigh. Now I lock. Now once this is locked, there's nowhere he could go here. I can hold his heel, toes pinch my knees, and I can finish the knee bar. Just when you're here, just focus on pulling this calf down and adjusting your hip up. So the knee starts here. I put my feet on the floor and I move my butt in to the position. Now I can lock. Now it's over because he got down my leg. His hip is completely stuck on me. So now I have so much pressure here to finish. So again, here. You go toe hold, I start turning the foot. I couldn't beat his knee, so I move his foot. I get here. So I have to make sure he doesn't get his foot this way here, because then I'm going to lose the knee bar position. So I keep his toes this way, he starts kicking me. I catch, I move the foot under. I move the foot under, I control right under his knee. Just like before with the elbow grip, like for the Kimura elbow grip that we're working to sit up from the leg hug to get to this position, we're doing the same thing there. So I'm holding this, and now I'm adjusting my body with my feet on the floor to scoop his knee closer to my hip. Now the triangle's really tight. I can pinch my knees, and I can put pressure on his knee. Now show real speed. Hey guys, so I've been showing a lot of positions with the overhook and the ankle lock, and this position is really good in keeping the opponent, if I'm able to keep their opponent's weight on the back leg. But sometimes the opponent has very long legs and it's hard to keep their weight off of the forward leg. So when they put their weight on the forward leg, I like to underhook the leg a lot. And now I'm going to get into how I like to play a position I like to call the leg hug. It's a very strong position for gi and no gi, and there's so many cool positions there. I'm going to explain the mechanics of it and how it works and when to use it and all that stuff. Let's go. So right here, and we're going to start with the overhook again, which is the ankle lock position. I'm going to have the collar, the De La Riva, the ankle. I'm going to move my foot to the hip. I'm going to get to the ankle lock position. Now my knuckle's going to come on top for the leg drag, holding the collar and getting here. So I got my foot out. I do our simple thing that we did before. I break this grip. We're here. But now I couldn't move Renato's weight off of his forward leg, and I can't sweep him here. He's too strong and heavy. So all I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to push him away. I'm going to connect my foot here. I'm going to hold the knee, and now I'm going to underhook the leg. What happens when I underhook the leg? When I underhook the leg, it's a lot easier for me to lift this leg up and take his body off the floor. This underhook helps me so much, and it's way easier to control the opponent. If I have the ankle, I'm keeping his foot on the floor, so if he backsteps on me, like backstep, it's a lot easier for him to backstep because I'm keeping his foot on the floor. So we need to control his foot, and if I keep this overhook, it's a lot more dangerous for me. When I underhook, now I'm a lot safer, and the thing that saves me the most here is this foot on the hip. Because I have the underhook and the foot on the hip, he tries to backstep, I have control of this hip. So it's very hard for him to backstep because of this. If my foot was on this hip, he could backstep and go to my head easy. You see? Because I have no distance of this hip. So the element of leg hug that we're working, this position called leg hug, is this foot protecting my head because of the distance of this foot. So this is so important, this foot on this hip. The foot here, I have nothing protecting my head. So now I'm in trouble of him backstepping. And that's what happens when you play regular X-Guard here. The person can put their weight on their chest and they can backstep. Because this hip is free. They can put all their weight on this hip. But if I'm here, he can't put his weight on the forward hip. So it's very important you play with the foot on this hip and not the foot over here. Okay, so now we're back in the ankle lock position here. And I'm going to move my leg. I'm going to switch to the underhook. When I grab the underhook, I just connect my bicep under his leg, and I like to make a grip, anything here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to move my hip out. So my hip was here, I'm going to hip skate my body out. And when I hip skate my body out, I'm going to lock a gable grip on his knee. I can hold his thigh, I can lock anything, but I like the gable grip because it's very strong, and I can use it both in gi and no gi. And all I'm going to do is pull his knee up. When I pull his knee up, I keep my hook on his hip to throw my other leg in. When I throw my other leg in, now I'm going to push his leg down. I'm going to get my foot in. I'm going to control the butt grip here. After I hold the butt grip, I'm going to grab the far leg here. And I'm going to put my hook under his knee. When I get the foot under his knee, I'm using this to take out his foot from me. So I'm going to stretch. Now his leg comes out. Now I end up with both feet here. And he might roll. He might do stuff here. But for this one, we're going to finish just stretching him back. To take the back. Again. When I take the back, always fist on the chest. The one underhooking arm is on top and controlling the pinky. Head next to his head, so if he goes for the top arm, we have the choke. Throw the hook in, and I take the back. So again, here, double pull, the collar, I go for the ankle lock. Comes up. We're here. I hook his body, I move his body, I break the grip. So I'm here, and I couldn't take his foot off the floor. He felt really strong here. I could go for tripod sweeps and this and that, but I feel like sometimes the guy's too long, his legs are too long. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to control his knee, and I'm going to underhook his leg. After I underhook his leg, I'm going to lock a gable grip on his leg. And when I lock the gable grip, I'm going to pull his shin to my chest. After I pull his shin to my chest, I'm going to throw my leg over. And after I throw my leg over, I'm going to try to hook my foot under his leg and I'm going to get a butt grip on his pants. This is what's going to keep me pulling and pushing him. Now I'm going to put my foot in. I'm going to control the far leg. After I get the far leg, you see how I move my foot from this hip to this hip just to connect my leg to the far leg. So if his leg's far, I use this leg to pull his leg to me to get the grip on the leg. Now I can go back to here and hook his knee. After I hook his knee, I can stretch and clear. Once I get here, I have a lot of options holding the collars, the back of the head, the hips, if his knees buckle. If he stays up, all I do is bring his butt to my stomach, and now I stretch his body back. And now I can take it back. And so we're here, going for the ankle lock. Here he comes up. I move my foot here. I move his body, trying to break this grip. I break the grip, and I move my foot up his hip to get the knee, and I underhook. Once I have the underhook, it's a lot safer position for control to take this foot off the floor and control his body. So I'm gonna lock the gable grip. I'm gonna move my body. I'm gonna move my butt out. So first I'm here. I move my butt out. Now I can lock my hands. I throw my leg over. I throw my leg over. Don't worry. Turn this way, not move this way. Yeah. Don't worry about getting your foot in. That's not important here. What's important is my control of his hip. So I control the hip grip here, and I control the far leg. I can use my back leg to help me pull the leg forward to get this far hip grip. Once I have control of both legs, I'm in very good shape here. So then I can move my leg back to this side and hook his knee. After I hook his knee, I can stretch, and now I can take the back here. Again. So here, I have the ankle lock position, I go here. Thumbs up, we're here. I stretch, I break the grip, I hold the knee, I underhook, I move my butt out. So that's very important when I'm here. And once I move my butt out, now I have power to pull his arms. If I'm square, I'm not as strong pulling because I don't have my body supporting it. So I go here, and now I can use my whole body to bend his leg. Now I can hook. Don't worry about getting the footing, just worry about putting pressure with my leg hammering down his knee. So here, I grab the butt grip here. When I grab the butt grip, I like to grab over here, like right on the hip area here, so now I have control of this whole leg. I'm hooking the far leg to get to the far leg grip. Now I switch to here, and I hook his other knee. Once I hook the other knee, that helps me take the leg out. Now I'm here, I can grab the back of the head, I can climb up however I like. A lot of times I end up with the butt grips here, and I stretch, and I take the back. Here I get to the fist on the chest, head to head, seatbelt, and I take the back here. So we're working now the underhook series. From there, we were playing a lot of overhook. Now I feel like I couldn't get the weight off of my opponent's forward leg, so now I'm switching to the underhook. So we're here, De La Riva, I go here, he comes up. I get the foot on the armpit, the De La Riva, I break this grip, I grab the knee, his weight's forward. I couldn't take his weight off the forward leg. So now he's standing, his weight's forward. I move my foot and I move my butt out. So I use my feet on his body to move my butt out. Now I can lock the gable grip. The closer I can get his foot to my head, the stronger this position is gonna be with me pulling, because now I have my head to turn his toes. Just like the knee bar and toe hold, if I can make his toes face the direction this way, I have more power to turn his knee, because wherever his toes go, his knee goes. So if his foot's open this way, and I pull, it's gonna be hard for me to pull because his feet are facing the other way. So I gotta get his toes facing this way. And once his toes are facing that way, I can turn his knee because his toes are facing that way. So whatever direction his toes go, it's way easier for me to pull him on top of me. So I'm here, I push, I get the hip grip. You see my foot doesn't have to be in, it could be here. I'm just putting pressure on his knee down. I grab the far leg because I'm hooking the far hip. And now I put my foot in and I make an X. This X is what helps me take out the bottom leg. I stretch, now I end up here. Now I can stretch and keep the back. But always guys, when we're playing these leg attack positions, it's so important. The angle of his toes, wherever his toes are going is where his knee's gonna go. So if his toes are open, and his knee is gonna be open. If his toes are closed, his knee's gonna be closed. So I'm constantly aware of where my opponent's toes are, and that's how I'm altering his base with his knees, okay? So we're here, I go for the ankle lock, he comes up, get here. I get the ankle lock grip, I break this, his weight's forward. So I'm able to get his toes this way by using my head and this. I move my butt out, now I turn his knee in. So when I'm doing this position, you see how I'm manipulating his knee to face this way. And his toes have to face this way as well. So if his toes are this way, I can't, his knees open. I have to do other positions. So for this one, we were able to get his toes in, and we were able to put pressure on his knee and ankle to get his foot here. Now that his foot's here, I can grab the hip. Now I'm gonna switch this foot here to the back leg so I can control his far leg. I switch back to this knee. I have my both hooks in, so I'm in an X guard now. Both an X on his leg. I can lift up, I stretch. They clear the hook. So back, put the foot in. So that X here is what helps me take out that bottom leg. So once the leg's out, now I can pull my hips in, and now we're in the baby bowl position where I can stretch, and I can take the back really strong here. Because of that X to clear the leg. Again. So we're here, he comes up. I hook, I break, he comes forward. I switch my foot to the hip, I underhook. I'm able to turn his knee in. I get the lift, the grip, I go here. Notice when I'm here, if I keep his leg high on my head, I'm not gonna be able to take out his leg. So I push his foot to my belly. If his foot's too high, I'm not gonna be able to take this out while I'm here. It's gonna be very hard for me, so I gotta bring his leg down. And notice how when I bring his leg down, my foot's over here. So first I'm here, and then I switch my foot here, not only to get the far leg, but to help me bring this foot down. Now I get this leg and the far leg. Now because his leg's on my belly, I'm able to take off the foot on the knee here to clear the leg. So it's very important I bring the foot down my chest to my stomach when I'm doing this position. So we're here. Ankle lock, you come up. Here, I break the grip, he stands up. I make a grip, I pummel my hips in, I go here. So first I'm here, and notice this same, I go here, I hook, and I bring his leg down. Now that his leg's down, I can go for a calf slicer here, but for the lower belts, this is a legal position, so we're gonna work just the back take for this one. And I'm holding the butt grip, I control the far leg, and now because his foot's on my stomach, I'm able to clear it. So his foot has to be toward my chest, belly area for me to clear it. If it's too high, I'm not gonna be able to clear the foot. So that's why it's very important I bring it down. So pay attention to where the foot is, and if we bring it down, it'll be way easier to take the back here. I control the hip, I put the knee in, now I'm in the X. So I push and I stretch. Now I have the back take here to stretch and take the back. So now we're gonna do more real speed. Here. Notice, you see how I use this arm to push his leg down? This helps me a lot when I'm here. If I'm keeping this foot on this hip, I'm using both here. My foot's like this to pull him forward. I always am using my leg to bring it down, my other hand. And now I'm here. Hey guys, so I'm going to show now, we were working a lot the overhook ankle lock series, and now I'm going to show how to, what I like to do when a person keeps their weight on the forward leg and I wasn't able to transfer their weight to the back leg. I like to switch to the underhook series now, and I feel like this is a stronger position in keeping the person's weight off of me, and it saves me from getting past. And we're going to show from here how to get into the leg hug and getting into the calf slicer from the leg hug, and this is a really cool move, so I'm going to show here. We're going to be here, we're going to be in double pull. I'm going to be here with Renato, Talhiva, I'm going to grab the collar, I'm going to pull on my leg, I'm going to get to the ankle lock here. He's going to come on top, he's going to get here. So he's here, I'm going to put my foot on the armpit, I'm going to break this grip, I'm going to be here, I'm going to control his leg, and he's going to come on top. So I wasn't able to get the weight off of the back leg. If I get the weight off of the back leg, I can always get the ankle lock here and get his weight down to the bottom foot, moving his body here. So he got his weight and he has to stand up and put his weight on top of me. So he's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my foot stays on his hip so he can't put weight on me as much. But I couldn't take his foot off the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to hold his leg, and I'm going to underhook his leg. Now when I underhook his leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my butt out to get my head close to his foot. Now, whatever direction his foot is where his knee will go. So when I bring my head close to his foot, I'm able to redirect his leg this way. Now, if his foot was the other way, I won't be able to close his knee because his toes are facing the other way. So I have to get my head and my body close to his foot so now I can redirect his toes the way I want his knee to go. Okay, so that's so important how I can redirect his body based on his toes. And I have to pay attention to that when I'm doing this position. So now I'm going to make a gable grip. I'm going to lock my hands. I'm going to throw my leg over. And when I throw my leg over, I'm going to push this leg lower on the body. I'm going to hook his leg. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my hand to the butt grip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the far leg. When I hook the far leg, I hook the far leg to control the back pants. And when I control the back pants, now I can push and I can come up. Now I was able to keep his leg trapped this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to wrap this arm over his head. I'm going to lock my hands any way I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my foot on the ball of my heel to put extra support on this submission. And I'm going to lock my hands. And now I'm going to bring my body to the side. But when I fall to the side, now I have a calf slicer on this leg. So all I'm going to do is pull, push my leg, and squeeze to get the calf slicer position. So we're here. We're setting up the position. I get the collar, I pummel, I get to my ankle lock position. He comes on top, he goes to the leg jab. He has longer legs. I wasn't able to get his foot off the floor. So I push, I get this grip, I move my butt away. So I use this hand to help me move my body, and I use my feet on his body to help move my butt away from him. And once I move away from him, I can switch my hand using this hand to underhook. And when I underhook, I redirect his toes to face the same direction I want to move his knee. Now that I moved his toes in the direction I want to move his knee, I can lock my hands, I can pull, and I can throw my leg in. And after I throw my leg in, I'm going to move his foot down my body. If his foot's up here, I won't be able to attack the calf slicer or the back. I have to move his leg down. So I use this hand to push down his leg, to grab the butt grip, and then I grab the far, and now I hook his back leg. When I hook his back leg, that helps me get to the far leg here. So his leg is far away, let's say, and I'm having trouble. I use the back leg, and now I can pull his leg to me. Now, all I'm going to do is push his leg down, his knee to the mat. Once his knee's to the mat, all of the pressure is on his calf, and I'm able to do this position way stronger. I'm going to sit up, I'm going to hug his body here. Now when I hug his body, I'm going to put my foot on his toe here. If I was to keep my leg inside and not to start attacking a toe hold, he can start attacking knee bars, he can attack positions on me. So I have to be careful not to keep this foot on the inside. So I like to put my foot on my toe here, and this reinforces the pressure of this leg on his knee. So now I can hug his body, I can lock, and now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to sweep him where he has no weight. He has no weight on this side because I have so much pressure on his knee. So I'll be able to make him fall this way. Even if he's posting his arms, his hips will fall because he has no balance on this side. So I can fall here. So when I do this, I have to be very careful not to hurt my person I'm drilling this on. And I'm going to put pressure on his leg with my foot. I'm gonna squeeze. I'm gonna bring my hips in. I'm gonna bring his heel into his butt to finish the position. So we're here. Kiva, throw the leg over. I go to the ankle lock position. He comes up. I clear. I want to take the foot off the floor, but he was able to keep his foot on the floor. So I hold the knee. I move my butt out. Now I can underhook the leg to get to the leg hug position. Every time I have the underhook, we call this a leg hug. When we're here, I play like overhook, like an ankle lock overhook. This would be overhook leg hug. So I always say whenever I underhook the leg, this is leg hug underhooking the leg. I move my butt out using my feet. I throw my leg over. I push the leg down. If his leg's high up, I won't be able to put my foot in. So when I push his leg down, now I can hook his knee. So that's very important. When his leg is up, it's hard to hook. So as I push down the leg, I can hook his knee now with my foot. Now I can hook the back leg, pull up to connect the far leg. Now I can get the butt grip and stretch. Now once his knees are on the mat, now I can hug his body. I can put my foot on my foot to reinforce the pressure of the calf slice and fall to the side. Once I fall to the side, I can squeeze and finish the position. So when you're playing these positions, pay attention to where their weight is. If you're able to get their weight to the back leg, or if they have long legs, typically when people have longer legs, it's harder to get their weight to the back leg. So people with long legs, the leg hug underhooking is usually more efficient because they keep this foot on the floor. There's more volume on their legs to lift up, opposed to someone with shorter legs. It's easy to get their weight on the back leg, okay? So we're here. I have the Dalahiva. I switch. I go to the ankle lock. He drags. He comes on top. We're here. I come up. I'm here. I can't take his foot off the floor. He has long legs. I'm not able to off balance him. I can try to sweep or whatever, but I feel like I can't get his weight off. Now I switch. I move my butt away. I underhook. I redirect his toes so they're facing the direction I want to move his knee. I push. Now I'm here. For me to put my foot in, I gotta move his foot down. I hook. I get the butt grip. I hook the back hip to connect my hand. Now I'm gonna sweep him forward. Now I can come up, lock my hands. Now I can put my foot on my other foot, sweep him to the side, and put the pressure. I'm putting his heel to his butt and squeezing my arms and pushing my toe, this toe to my toe. Remember, if this is inside, he can attack my foot. So we gotta keep this on the outside and we put pressure to finish the calf slice. Okay, now real speed. See how when his leg's far away, when I hook, I'm able to move his leg up. Now it's way easier for me to collapse his knees to the floor. And I can even come up again, I can even use this back leg on his knee just to help me get both knees to the floor. Now it's a lot easier for me to go to the calf slice here. I can even finish without him falling. Usually they're gonna fall to the fend here because it's such a bad spot for him. Now I have to submission.